Today we're off on a training ride, trying to get gear sorted out and working the way I want it to. Just making sure that nothing rattles, everything goes in the direction that I want it to, and stuff like just sorting out the Garmin. It's quite different using a Garmin for bike packing as opposed to road racing or mountain biking, where you're quite reliant on navigation. It's probably not so important setting it up so that I know when I jump on my bike at the start of the tour that everything works the way I want it to. Now, the Tarras route that we're following is off mixed terrain. A lot of people do it on mountain bikes, front suspension, fairly wide tyres. There's pros and cons for everything. One chap, Ken Louie, has done it on a unicycle. Me, I've chosen a gravel bike because that's what I have. It's a really good bike, and it allows me on the road sections to actually probably go a bit quicker than those on mountain bikes. It probably just makes it a little bit tougher on some of the trails that are more suited to mountain bikes, but I feel like I've got reasonable sort of bike handling skills that won't be such a downside for me. What we have down in front of us here is the proposed site of the Tarras airport. Obviously it's in a fairly sparsely populated area, which if you're trying to run planes is a good thing, and if you already live here it's a pretty shit thing. I'm kind of ambivalent about it in that if they're going to build a new airport, as far as I'm concerned, this is a good place for it. But do they really need another international airport? Probably not. Further around this area, if we look over this way, east of here, we've got the Hawkton Range. Normally through winter covered in snow. They sit up above St. Bathans, really beautiful range, and just look kind of cool when they've got snow on them, that's for sure. But with the warmer weather coming, snow's melting, just get a different view of them at this time of year. Looking back the other way, westerly, back towards Wanaka, lug it down there. In the distance, you're probably going to see the likes of Roy's Peak, Triple Cone, but on a cloudy day like this, bit overcast, you're not going to see so much. Oh, and right down at the end of the valley down that way, Cromwell and Lake Dunstan. I'm very aware at this time of year, and that probably stems from growing up in the countryside, that stands of trees like these, pines, microcarpus, etc., harbour magpies, and they are generally very territorial and they will attack you. The only thing you can really do is hold something above your head and keep an eye out for them, but they will swoop you, peck at your helmet and that sort of thing. I've seen some people stick cable ties on their helmets, googly eyes, things like that, but the best thing you can really do is just be aware of it and know that when they come for you, duck, get the hell out of there as fast as you can. And literally 2 minutes after I filmed that segment, I got attacked by a magpie. Now, here in front of us is one of the reasons that they're talking about building that new Tarras airport, is to freight fruit out of this Tarras, Bendigo, Cromwell area. And this right here is a new cherry development, and there certainly looks like there's going to be hundreds and thousands of cherries. I understand currently that they truck it from here currently all the way over the Linda's Pass right through to Christchurch, which, having an airport to freight it out of down the road, would have thought was going to be significantly better for everyone all round, but all those other downsides are still there. Gravel road I was on joined up with the Linda's Pass road that runs down through to Cromwell. Quite busy, not a lot to see. One reasonable sized hill that I'm about to reach the summit on, and I'll be happy to be heading down the other side. And in fact, it's Cluden Hill Summit, 435 metres. K's into my ride, and I am back at the Red Bridge at Luggets. It's one of two bridges across the Clutha north of Cromwell. They're both single lane. One has lights, this one does not. And for cyclists it's a case of take your chance. Word, that's bumpy. On the homeward straight now, got about 7 k's to go, just ticking over 4 hours on the bike. It's been pretty good. not a bad day for it. It's you know, overcast, which means that it just doesn't get too hot. Bit of a headwind coming back, which was unexpected because it's been so calm. See the lake? Got attacked by magpies by about 5 times, including one very persistent little bugger who kept going at me for about a K. So that was a little bit annoying. So that's it from me today. See you next episode.